All right, welcome to Shooting the Shit, a Real Boys Talk podcast. And so I'm Amber Moore, your host. This is Jada Washington. I always forget because then I want to call you Classic. So this is my bruh. She is going to be my co-host for a while. We're gonna rock it for a minute, add people as we go. Topic today is the different types of studs. We actually watched a video and it was about the different types of men, which I'm gonna do a really quick, make sure I got it all the way down. There's alpha, there's an alpha, we're gonna say stud, alpha stud, there's a gamma stud, a delta stud, an omega stud, a beta stud, and there's actually a six. A lot of people only do those five, there's actually six. And the sixth one is sigma. And we are gonna talk about each one of them. I'm gonna quickly give a synopsis or definition, and then we're gonna get to chitty chatting because I'm gonna ask my brother off the rip which one she is. The alpha is, in some people's eyes, is considered self-confident, outgoing, enterprising, and self-centered. Some people will also say that this is an alpha is a born leader with a positive mindset. They're dominant, got huge charisma, they're macho, high ego, self-esteem is like off the charts. They are the popular, and they're also seen as the bad boy. Your betas they are the followers, the sidekick of an alpha. They're not outgoing, they're not assertive, they lack physical stature, which means they ain't got the great body, that kind of thing. They're semi-attractive, they're charming and friendly, they're grounded, and they're loyal. Some say that they are introverts and they are servient to their mate. Some people call them called a yes boy or the nice guy, and they're considered to be that person that gets friend zoned a lot. Then there is Delta. Delta is considered the resentful one. They were alpha, and some shit happened, got they heartbroken, they didn't know how to recover from that, and now they are resentful, bitter, but they are very private. They're not the nice one at all. Then there is Omega. Omega is considered, make sure, the opposite of an alpha. So they are considered eccentric, kind of nerdy, they're kind of inside, in their own little world, and they're laid back. You also have an omega being, they really are close to themselves, so they're they're a little bit said to be a little selfish, which is also considered to some people a trait of an alpha too. What did I leave? Gamma, right? We did alpha, beta. We did beta.
Yeah.
Gamma, did the delta. Deltas can be also, okay, so deltas are aloof. They're the ones that are resentful. They also can be seen as mistaken as beta. Is my understanding from some of the reading that I did today. What else? Oh, and they're bitter, of course. Mm-hmm. Then your sigma is the same as an alpha. But the only difference is it's a lonely wolf. It's not the popular one. It's the one that sits in a corner and just kind of chill, and doesn't really care about the social statuses. They kind of, people know them, they see them, but they carry that alpha characteristics. They just aren't not that outgoing kind of person. I get everybody.
The gamma, bro.
Oh, gamma. Thank you. Considered? People say that the alpha matures into the gamma. They are adventurous, fun-loving, and restless. And they're also considered, they're supposedly are romantic, emotional, free-spirited, and obsessive lovers. So, bruh, which one are you? And see, because you're the young, this is the other thing that's really cool about us, that I'm the older one. This is a younger stud. So this way you get the viewpoint of two levels of people. So, bro, which one are you?
I'll say as of right now, today, I'm a gamma. I think I'm leaving beta and omega stage. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying you were in the omega and beta stage.
Yeah. And then we find out that these films we playing, they do too much. And life transforms you and you just can't let that happen no more. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm too overly assertive. Um, yeah, I just feel like now I'm adventurous. I'm a fun person. I like to do different things, experience different things. I don't know about obsessive romantic. I'm romantic. I don't want it to be like in a weird way, but yeah. Uh, yeah, I think that's where I fit.
Okay. I knew my dog was gonna do this. I asked him before we started, if you want to go out, we need to go out now. So I know how to cut this up. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Told him, I said, don't do me like this. We do not want this. Okay. So here we go. That is interesting that you see yourself like that. Do you see yourself eventually evolving into an alpha? Do you think that you can evolve into an alpha? Do you want to evolve into an alpha?
I think I think I think I might just stay gamma. I think that's just who I am. I think that's just my personality. I don't really see myself getting like. It's not about. It's the thing about. I feel like when you talk about alpha, people focus on that assertive piece. I feel like there's a way to be assertive and assertive. I'm assertive in a smooth way. I don't have to like be forceful over you. I don't need to have control of you. I can lead. I'll direct, and we'll make sure that things get taken care of. But yeah, well, I just don't feel like when you say alpha, I feel like alpha is like over the top with it.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Because I definitely consider myself an alpha, and I feel like alphas carry. I'm not as much as the gentleman that was on the show we watched, right? Video.
Right.
I'm not so much like him in the sense of I felt like he was. I won't say I didn't think he was an alpha, but he has sprinkles of delta, right? Got a little anger in there. And I feel like he has to beat his chest a couple of times here and there to really be able to exude that he's an alpha. I feel like if you are a true alpha, you don't really have to say it. I mean, I say it and I've said it to people that I am an alpha. I feel like my moves dictate that I am. Now, I also feel that alphas carry all of the traits of everybody else too. Because if you are a true alpha, you know when to be a gamma. And to me, a gamma is, like I said, if I'm correct in this, gamma is the adventurous romantic one. So I think you have that moment when you are that person. And I think that there's a level when you become a beta. I am that one that when I walk into a room, I was born, under two very, very strong Black women. So they are alphas. And the thing was, when you walked in a room, you should never have to open your mouth to command the room. I've always been taught that. And so I've had those opportunities and I've had people come to me and say, you have a very big personality that it took over. And at one point, I think that because I was younger, I would put it in a box and not show it as much, right? Let other people lead, and then I wouldn't say anything, even though I knew the right way to get where we needed to go. So I feel like there were times when I kind of like downsized my alphaness, but now no. I do think that alphas carry all of the traits. It's just they know when to pull each one out, you know? Now, one of the things I thought was interesting is that someone said that women want an alpha, but they will get with a beta.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I agree with that because I think that with you just like what they said during the show, women would desire that more secure partner, the person that makes them feel like that, like everything's okay, everything's under control, until you realize that you're being controlled, or like there's a certain type of like arrogance that comes with that. Like that's what I got from like the I forget what his name is, but the guy with the dreads that we were talking about earlier, who feels like he got kind of like beat on his chest, and you got to beat on his chest too. No, that's not about to happen. I don't need to do. I feel like you shouldn't need to do all of that in order to make somebody feel like you're gonna do what you say you need to do. And which that's what I would feel like. That's how I can see you align with alpha. Like whatever you say, you mean. Whatever you mean, you say.
Yeah,
This
and I
is what's
think, I
gonna
mean, because
happen.
I feel like when you, especially with now dating, I'm not good at, which is interesting as an alpha, because most people feel like alphas come in, hit the woman in the head, drag her, and now you're mine. I wish I could do that. It would be amazing. Uh, because I don't have those skills anymore, or I didn't have them. I've never had to truly date anybody.
Mhm.
I've always met them. The young ladies has either been in my circle. So that means like I go to my friend's house and my friend has invited her, her friends over, and her friend brought somebody. And that's how I met you. So I've never had to go out and literally walk up to a strange woman that I absolutely do not know and say anything. And I think that's a level where my alpha becomes probably more in the gamma level.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's what makes me feel gamma, is that I kind of it's the laid back piece of it. It's like sit back, observe it a little bit. Okay, we're gonna have this conversation. I need to figure you out. I need to observe for a minute, and then slow. Like I'm gonna make that. You don't have to make any moves to push me anywhere. I'm gonna guide us where we need to go as far as what the connection is gonna be and how we're gonna move through this thing and actually get into the spot where we decide what we're gonna do. But I just feel like when you say alpha, alpha is like, hi, my name is David and I like you, and this is what we're gonna do right now. And you're just supposed to go with it.
okay, so I think there is some men. There could be some studs that are like that. I just know I'm not. I'm not like that. And I think there are other studs that are not like that, but they still define themselves as alpha, right?
Mhm.
I don't think, I mean, I think, here's the thing. I think there are times when a woman cannot deal with an alpha, she'll friend zone. I don't like being on friend zone. If I like you, I've put out that I like you, and then you friend zone me,
Mhm.
oh, it's forever friend zone. Okay, I will never allow you to take me out of friend zone. And some people, they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna work my way out of friend zone. Nope. Let's see, on top of that, I'm a Taurus. So when I want it, I want it. If you don't give it to me when I want it, I don't want it when you decide to give it to me. So that's one part of me being an alpha, because I feel like, that's just how I see things. And that's with women. I'm like, if you friend zone me, all right, I'm forever going to be friend zone. And I have found that now, today's society, women will friend zone you while they figure out what this person over here is doing. And then when they go, that person ain't shit, let me take you out of friend zone. No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Especially when you find out that that's not we're gonna say that's a omega. Is that the one? No,
I think that's beta.
the ones that's a beta. And that's the
Mhm.
thing. Now, here's a question. Can an alpha be friends with another alpha, and that alpha that you're friends with ends up being your sidekick beta?
I feel like if it's two alphas, I feel like dominance in any situation, the dynamic might change at that point. If we're two alphas and your personality is dominating mine in that situation, you might consider me beta. So yeah, I think that's I don't think that I don't think I could classify you as alpha in that situation if if I can't uphold the ground.
Okay. I think true alpha knows when to not lead. All alphas don't have to lead. We know that. If you're a true alpha, you know when you've assessed the situation, you've looked at everything, and you can. And if I trust that you know what you're doing, that's the other thing. If I trust to know that you know what you're doing, I will, and I hate to say it like this, but I will let you sit in that alpha seat and run. The minute you don't know what you're doing,
Mm-mm. Yeah.
I'm in it. I'm pushed you over, you in the back seat. I'm like, okay, because we got to get it. And I wonder if that is, I think, and I've done that through different ventures. I've sat back and said, okay, I'm not gonna be, I know what to do. I have the knowledge. I'm not gonna say nothing. Because you say you want to lead, I'm gonna let you lead. And then now people look at me and go, well, we'll help you. We'll do this. We're going to do that. And I'm like, no, I got it. Because when I've asked people to do something and they say they got it, they don't got it. And I'm not going to keep getting in those situations, even though you might be true to what you're saying. You understand? So I think a lot of alphas we test the waters, we allow you to be a leader. And if you can't get your shit together, we will definitely come in and take over. You know, and I think that there's some gammas that might do that, and a few betas will get in that, will eventually step in and go, okay, I know what we need to do. I'm just gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like for me as a gamma, it's like exactly what you like. I'll sit back. Not even that I'll sit back. I find myself taking a lead, especially if I just find myself taking the lead. Other than it, well, it depends on what situation, but I know like in situations when I'm with other like when I'm with a more feminine person, right? Um, Male or female, it's just I just kind of take that role. Like whatever we're about to do is okay. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's make this decision because I'm trying to get us to move to something. We have to get to something. I don't like to just stay in that one spot. And I also don't want to leave room for confusion. I feel like that's kind of what I get from beta. Beta will leave the open room and just kind of let you figure it out. And then after a while, they'll do something for you instead of, you know, I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, for me as a gamma, I think I need to lead, but I just don't need to do it in a way that feels like you don't have like I don't like I'm gonna lead you, but you're not gonna feel like I'm controlling you, if that makes sense. Like, yeah.
I think I want to say it's a misconception of an alpha, that we have to have control. I don't believe it. I believe there's a level of, if I trust you and I know you can do this, go do this. I'm gonna walk with you or walk behind you or walk whatever you need me to do, and you're gonna run it. But if you're not capable of handling it, please know or that's the thing. When it comes to women that I date, I have yet to really date an alpha woman. I've come close to it, but I have never really dated alpha female, a true alpha female. And I feel like everybody else that I've dated has either been a beta or a gamma, which is not bad, very good, because it is what I would say is complementing to an alpha. But there's levels where she needed to be doing stuff, she needed to be the leader. And when she couldn't lead, I would just run you over. You know what I'm saying? That happens in a lot of different things. I'll be on meetings and I ask a question. I literally will count to 30 before I unmute and say something, because I'm waiting on somebody else to get the conversation going. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just wait. And then eventually I'm like, okay, it is one of those things that I've noticed it more now that we have to do Zooms and stuff, that I'm more apt to do that because of the fact that I have very little patience. It's like, ask the question, come on guys, chop it, chop it, chop. There'll be 50 people on the Zoom and nobody wants to say anything. Come on, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's get it. And so I'll unmute and say something. And I think that is where that alpha trait really does come in. I think with my dating piece, not so much until that woman has given me that sign, that like, okay, yeah, you like me, you want to, we can talk. Then the alpha starts to emerge. You see what I'm saying? But I don't want people to think that, well, I don't think that all alphas are controlling. I think there are some insecurities that cause some alphas to be, they have to have control in the sense of not being able to bend or relax or let somebody else drive or let somebody else lead. I think those are some insecurities that come with being that type of alpha that they are. It's kind of like that borderline of, what do we say? What's the one? The delta, the one that's bitter.
Mm-hmm.
I think now, here's a question. So in our observation of studs right now, do you think there are a lot more deltas out there?
It depends on what kind of stud you're talking about. Now, when we talk about, I think deltas in the stud world are like more of our harder studs. Like, I think those who kind of engage more in not, but I don't want to say domestic violence, but in the just kind of we're gonna use the D word. Those who identify as like dyke, butch, AG, that type thing, I think those would be your delta studs. And I think a lot of studs that may not intend to be that way, but that is how they come off, or they're trying to appeal to, they're trying to make their masculine instead of just being naturally masculine. That's that delta piece, like that resent, like hurt, not even that you feel like you're hurt, but it's just you feel like you're expected to be a certain way, and so that might cause you to overcompensate. And be like it's like in that sense, it's like a false alpha, like a fake alpha.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. I think that, and I kind of agree with you on that, and it's that it's not that they've been hurt, they've seen others possibly hurt, and they're like, oh, I'm not gonna be hurt. I'm not gonna be like that. And then you got the concept of that they're an alpha is false. Like you said, it's a fakeness, and they really are deltas. And then they have that bitter moment when they cannot control.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So there was in our conversation of when I was watching, they kept saying that alphas are good for protecting. I don't believe that that's always the case. I think that they kept saying they're self-centered and they're protected. I don't know. So I'm gonna give you a scenario and I'm gonna see how you handle it. So you go to the club. It is you, another stud, and 3 femmes. Y'all all get in the same car, all go to the same club. As the night goes on, 2 of those femmes get toe up from the flow up. They just partying and they all over the place. They just drinking, having a great time. The third one, she does as well, but she ends up venturing out into the club area a little bit more than the other 2, and she meets somebody and brings that stud over to where y'all are. And that stud starts partying with y'all, and y'all having a great time. Everybody's like, woo, yes, and everybody drinking, having a wonderful time. It's time to go. And the third young lady says, okay, guys, I'm gonna ride with them. This stud that they found in the club. How do you handle it? As a gamma trait, how would you handle that situation, because gammas are adventurous, fun, and restless, and romantic, obsessive lovers, and emotional, free spirited.
I'm emotionally free spirited, but I'm protective. So I can't just let you go. Like, at least if you're gonna, I'm not your parent, but at the same time, I've had to do that with my friends. Like, kind of, like, I'm gonna follow behind you, like, okay, nah, I'm not just gonna let you go. You got your phone on you. Is your phone charged? Where are you going? Who is this? I need to take. I've taken pictures of license plates before they pull off. Like, no, like I need to. I'm gonna find you. Like, you're not just gonna go missing like that. I can't tell you absolutely not, you're not going anywhere, but it's not my first inclination to just let you go. I gotta either do I gotta go through the steps of making sure I know where you're gonna be and making sure I know you're safe, kind of vibing, because even while we're partying, I'm watching that person to see how they interact with you. But yeah, my pupils need to meet their pupils, and we need to make sure there's an understanding before you leave. I need to know what's about to happen before I just let you go.
And I think that's where that gamma becomes more of a alpha moment. Okay. Because for me, if you come with us, you leave with us, and that person that you're trying to holler at, you follow us to your destination, so that when I drop you off, I did my part. I know I dropped you off at your house. Now, if you got out the car and got in their car, now you their responsibility. But if it was us, if we all came together, I am that person. I will not drink. I'm not a big drinker anyway, but I will make sure if I have a drink, that's pretty much it. But I am very much for females that are my friends and even a girlfriend, and we all hanging out. Y'all have a great time, party up.
Yeah.
But no disrespect. I'm not looking for nobody to come up disrespectful to you, because I will get up and be like, you don't want this smoke. You know, if another stud want to holler at you, you want to holler at that stud, by all means, do you. I'm not blocking you, but what I will tell that stud is, look, we all came together. You are more than welcome to follow me in this car. When we open the door and she get out, she can get in your car. But she has to go to our final destination with us. And I know that sounds parenty, a little bit, or maybe a lot.
But it's safe.
But I think that to me is the safe way, because I agree with you. If they really made a big deal about, no, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. I want to go with them. Yes, I would take the road. I'd be like, let me take a photo of you. Let me take a photo of your car. Let me see your license. You know, I mean, not that far as the license. I'm just saying I would really go to that level, because distinctly that is part of me. When we've gone with we've had females with us with the fraternity, and we've gone to clubs. I have been with the other, bros and stuff. When it's time to go, we all leave. Ain't no 3 films are gonna stay. We gonna stay. We still, nope. We all staying in. It's like we all leave. We all came together. We all leave together. And it's just, I think that's a safety kind of thing. And that's as much protection as I think I would give as, I guess, as an alpha on that level. Okay, so do you believe that alphas are the chick magnet kind of person? Like, those that are alphas are always going to get the woman no matter what?
I don't feel like alphas are always going to get the woman no matter what. I feel like it's a hit or a miss, because depending on what kind of alpha you are, you could turn the woman off, or she could be attracted to that, because I believe a lot of women like a challenge. So when you see the alpha, and the alpha is being like, oh, like, this is how it's gonna go, she looks for the argument, or she looks for the, like, no, I'm gonna prove to you that this is what I'm gonna do, and it's gonna go how I think it's gonna go. Alpha's still not gonna let it happen like that, but it's a turn on. It's like a game that they want to play. But I think for women who just naturally, like, just might be like, nah, I'm just not with your energy. I'm just not with that. I'm gonna just leave that alone. I think not so much a beta, but a beta might have a chance, a gamma most certainly, but not yeah, if she just can't get with the ultimate leader attitude, it's just probably not gonna happen.
I do believe that most betas always get friend zoned. I do. After watching that video, I was like, dude gets friend zoned all the time. I kind of believe I kind of was with the dude with the dreads. I was like, yeah, dude, you really have no backbone. And because when he made the statement, what got me was he made the statement of, well, if I see her hair out of place, I'm gonna fix it. Whereas an alpha, you're so into yourself, you wouldn't notice. That's not true. Because here's the thing: if your hair out of place, I will be like, do you mean for that to be like that? Because I'm not touching your hair. That's number one rule in the book with Black women. I'm not getting cussed out before we get anywhere because I played around with her hair. No. I will be like, that's what you meant? You meant for that piece to hang right there? Oh, you might want to get that. I will make that and see, I think all of them, all of the different types, notice when a woman has changed her hairstyle. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that all of them will speak on it. It all depends on that particular person. And according to how they define the alpha, an alpha would not even notice that she changed her hair. Whereas I feel the alphas that I know, the alpha females that I know are very in tune with that kind of thing. That's a plus for us. Notice that you changed your hair again. Woo-hoo! That's a good thing. When he made that statement, I was like, nah, you always get friend zoned, dude. If you're doing shit like that, yeah, you're getting
I'm not like, I'll say to a certain extent, it's a certain degree, and it's all in how it's done. I'm not like, let me say it like this. This is why I said leaving Vega, entering Gamma, because there was a day when I was carrying a makeup bag, right? There was that day did happen. It did. I don't care. Listen, that was then, but it's like now it's more so. It's not that I'm fixing your hair or like trying to like get you together like that. It's more like I'm observing, like I'm kind of over observing you, not romantic way. Like if I wouldn't notice if you're, unless your hair is just really drastically messed up. Like if you just look bad, babe, like yeah, but not if I'm like moving, like I'm messing with you, like I'm kind of playing with you a little bit, like moving your hair off your shoulder. Like I like that type thing. Really getting at something else, but not. I'm not like just primping you. I'm not your hairdresser.
yeah, I'm not gonna be in the bathroom with you while you. No, that's not
No.
gonna happen. But I thought it was interesting to see that piece of it because I do think that the viewpoint of an alpha for a lot of the women was like, one lady was like, well, I really would, I think one lady was like, I wouldn't even be with an alpha at all. And I'm like, she was like, well, they're too stuck up and they're too this and all that. And it was because she was like, I wouldn't be with you. You're their type of alpha. And I think that I feel like he was on a defensive level as well, to a certain
I think
degree.
he has an issue. He had like out of all the episodes that I watched, he has like a she man woman haters club type vibe. He has like, cause he has the vibe like he's like there was an episode where like he has to make a point that men deserve to be treated better and that they offer and that they bring more to the table and that there's nothing that a woman really can offer, or that because you can pay for things that women do, it's like what is the amount of a woman. When we get there are more episodes that you got to watch, bro, but I think he has a woman problem. I don't know what it
Really?
is.
Because I've watched a few of them and I thought it was okay. Me and him kind of vibing on the same level until I watched this last one and I went, oh
Like
no.
he
But I think he brings conversation that makes
yeah,
sense, you know.
it's like it's like a few of the guys on the show a woman is a piece, is like a representative piece of his manhood, and that's it. Like outside of that, like she can do things to try to amount to something, but it seems like everything she do, bro, you got a problem with. So I don't understand what you want her
I'm
to
gonna have
do.
to watch a little bit more. I'm gonna have to watch a little bit more. But so here's a question. What type of woman would you want in a film? Like in your film, are you looking for that alpha, the beta, gamma, delta, omega? Which one are you looking for? Which one are you compatible with? Or which one do you have?
Right now, which one do I have? I think I have a young woman. He's
I have to
headstrong.
keep looking back at my notes, find out what a gamma woman is. Keep going. Okay.
So she's adventurous like me. She's very romantic like me. She's a very, very sweet girl. Like she allows me to lead. Not and like I can tell that it's allowed because she can handle herself on her own. She'll make something happen, but it's like I can't offer like a little bit. It's some things that I know more about, or there are things that there are places where she just knows to like kind of step back. And I appreciate that, and I like working with that. I think that's why our chemistry works how it is. But it's just, yeah, I don't feel like she's not too alpha. She's not like my way or the highway, or like just like overstepping any type thing. But she's also not beta to where she just wants me to hold her hand and bring her everywhere. Because there are sometimes when she's like, hey, I just want to do this on my own. And I can step back and be like, okay, because everybody needs their time, everybody needs their space to do what they need to do for them, type thing. I feel like alpha woman is like, get away from me. Like I don't trust anything that you're doing, type thing. Or like at least in a sense, if you have to, I feel like if she had to step into alpha woman, it would mean that I was in some type of way like lacking in my leadership. That's the only thing that would send her into alpha. But other than that, she's pretty laid back and just wants to have a good time, have a great vibe. We get things handled. We do what we need to do outside of romantic type things, and that's what makes us both. That's how both of our alpha traits is making sure that responsibilities are handled, everything that we need is where it needs to be, and we're well resourced, and that we keep our work up. We have a lot of ambition, but yeah, neither one of us are like beta or overly alpha.
I wonder, like, I think I would want, and first of all, I'm a lot to deal with. So me off the rip, on top of the fact that, like I said, I'm an alpha, I'm also a Taurus. And I'm an only child. So with all of that, that makes me a lot to have to deal with. And this is not a simple woman that can come to me and be really with me. Now, back in the day, yes, didn't matter because I had not evolved into the trueness of who I am now. Now I could deal with an alpha woman. I need an alpha woman that understands how to also be a gamma. Because I need her to be an alpha woman out there, the alpha woman, a little bit here. But when it comes to me, I really want I think that is where I'm looking for, is honestly to deal with a woman who's an alpha that has a lot of the gamma trait. Because I do want that romance. I do want that laid backness, but yet call me on my shit. And I think when you have a true total alpha woman, I think that's hitting heads a little bit more than I want to. I don't mind it. That's not what I always want to run into. And let's say this, and I want your opinion on this. Is there a difference between being dominant and an alpha?
I think there is a difference between being dominant and being. I think no, I think they're about the same thing. I think there is no alpha without the dominance piece of it.
Really? Okay.
I just don't see dominant in beta. I can see gamma has, like we said, gamma has alpha traits, so they still align. Omega, they said aligns with lazy. I don't see lazy and dominant.
Yeah, no, that won't work.
And
I wonder, because there are lots of films that now claim to be I'm dominant. And I think they have to be because not, and this is nothing against, a stud. I think they're because I think they want to have that comfort of being able to run and not have to have any pushback. So I feel like those women that are the dominant, like strong, like dominant with a certain kind of push to it. Like there are women out there, femme women, and we've heard them talk where they want to break us down, right? They don't want us to be so, strong or whatever. They like, well, I want your legs in the air and I want this and I want to slut you out and all of that. And I'm like, no, no, like, no, I don't think we're gonna be doing that. You know what I'm saying? But and so they will go to the, I'm gonna say, like the beta-ish type of person, right?
Mhm.
Because that part to me, and I'm not saying that you can't be an alpha and get slutted out. Let's make that real clear. That's an option if you want that. I think that has to be something that you have built yourself up to and you are very secure with that woman. But off the rip, like I just meet you, oh, hell no. No, that's not gonna happen. Um, I think that there's a difference with you being a dominant and being a dominant alpha female. You see what I'm saying? I think you
Yeah.
can be dominant female and be a beta, but it's just, and I think a lot of that is, I'm not saying I don't want a woman who's not aggressive. There's a difference, right? Dominant and aggressive. I would want a woman who has moments of aggression. If we sit there watching TV, she just decides, Mr. Nasty time, but then all right, let me know. Be aggressive. I'm okay with that. That doesn't take away from me still being an alpha. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be that conversation. And like I said, I think for me, and at first, when I watched the video, I was definitely going to be like, I want to be with an alpha woman. And then as I have looked at it and I've thought about it, like, yeah, but I need to have a sprinkle of gamma on her. You know what I'm saying? There just has to be that. But I think that there's also, we have to understand that alphas can be romantic as well. And we are observant as well. We're observant because we're predator. People also need to look at the fact that alphas, when you look at the animal kingdom, alphas are predators, which means we sit, we watch, we select our prey, and then we go come. That is truly the animalistic version of an alpha. Okay. And that can be a lioness or that can be the lion. Because that lionesses are also very much alphas a lot of times in certain acts. It all depends on how things are structured in that animal kingdom. So I look at it and I go, okay, I think that there are some levels of dominant that I'm okay with, as long as there's still that level of respect and understanding. But I also think there's a level of, yeah, I'm a little selfish. I'm a little it's I'm not sure I can share the spotlight. That's one thing I think that some alphas cannot. Some alpha men and some alpha studs cannot share the spotlight with their partner, right? So I think that's when you get into that. They would rather have like a delta, or maybe not a delta, but maybe the omega level, because then they can kind of like, that person's on them and runs behind them and they can tell them anything. I don't want a woman like that. I don't want anybody that has to run behind me. You know what I'm saying? Um, okay. And so, so let's look at, so in their mind, they kept saying um, that the two alphas, alpha male, basically, and an alpha female, or two alpha stud and an alpha female, and actually not. One group said no, it really can't work together because of they're so self-centered. And it really bothered me that they kept saying that the alphas are self-centered. I mean, I am, but I can share. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't know how to explain this. Like, yes, I'm self-centered because I'm single. I'm not self-centered when I'm with somebody. That makes sense.
Yeah, there's another explanation of that. I hate to keep going outside of that episode, but there was an episode where one of the members of the podcast that might not have been in this episode, or he might have been Esso with the braids. He said that it's that there might be there's a when it comes to self-centered, like being selfless or basically selfish or selfless. He said that women tend to think of themselves more. Like no matter what woman it is in your life, she's always going to think about her needs first versus a man. I don't think this is true at all, but a man will think about the needs of the whole group.
See, I don't agree with that. I think women, that's it is removing, I'm talking feminine women, right?
Mhm.
Whether they're with a man or they're with another woman. But feminine women think of the partner, other people, their children, their mom and daddies, you know, up front
Way more.
when they do something. And then those of us, some of, and I'm not saying all studs, but there are some studs and men that do not. I think one of the things, and I learned this from Dr. Phil, strangely enough, I've always said this, that Dr. Phil's thing is he's speaking to men and he says, when you wake up, the first thing in your mind, the first thing you should say is, what am I going to do today to make her smile or to make her happy? Because you have to keep you every day you say that, you're conditioning yourself to understand that yes, now you are going to be thinking about her. It's not a natural thing for men, or actually not, and I think this is somewhat true with a lot of alphas, that they don't off the rip think about another person, their partner, anything like that. They get up and they're like, okay, we got shit to do, and I gotta look good, and I need to smell good, and I need to do this, and I do think there's a crop of people that they're alphas that are like that.
Now, bro, what do you say to? Because this is kind of how I feel, right? So I'm that end. Like it's like I like when I wake up in the morning, I need to smell good. I need to work out. I need to look good. I need to put the right things in my body. But I'm doing it because not just because, but I'm doing it because I also know I'm gonna see you at some point, and this is what I need you to see when you see me, or when I know that I represent you in some way. So when somebody sees me, it's like, oh, that's such and such. This is such and such's partner, girlfriend, or whatever. It's like it's not a bum that you saw when you walked up to me, or it's like I smell like Bae smell good. Bae always gonna smell good. Bae work out. She gonna do that, and that's just something that I know that she does. And it's like I feel like mentally, though I need to do those things to keep myself in order or to make sure that I'm okay. And I think about like what it does for me. It's still tied to the other person in some way. Like I'm saying that in contrast to what you were saying. It's like I still think about the other person. I don't know if that's Gamma. I don't know what that would align with. But
I don't either. But I do think that it's necessary. Um I think that is it, because there are men that you've heard that thing where she don't look like, she done put some weight on. She don't look like she did when I married her. Well, she's pushed out 3 of your big-headed children. You drink a bunch of beer with the pot belly, and you look like you 9 months pregnant, then gained about 50 pounds, but you mad because she don't look the way she did when you first married her. There's that kind of thing. I think there has to be, yes, you do it for yourself. There's like that encouragement that like, oh, I know my babe did it. My babe is at the gym working out, and I know I ate the hamburger, but I'm be on it. I'm going to work out because I know she likes this. I know, and it's not to keep her, it's to accessorize. I guess you could say you're an accessory to her. She's an accessory to you. So you want to make sure that if you're going to be a power couple, you both look right.
Right. It's like the better, I feel like, in which I took a class called The Family when I was in college, and that's one thing that they talked about when it came to positive, healthy relationships, is that when when the partners have a high self-esteem about themselves, it brings a more kind of harmonious feeling to the relationship. And it's like the more that you like you're infatuated with each other, that's that bond grows between both partners because of how you feel about yourself. And so if I feel like I look good and you feel like I look good too, good, then let's not get pregnant.
Oh, yeah. I think that's I think that's a major thing, and that's an encouragement thing. Now here's the thing. I don't know if you've seen it. It tickled me so bad. There is this guy. I watch a lot of TikTok because it's hilarious. At one point, I have to do people I follow because it does have a lot of hate on there. There's this dude, this black man, who is mad at people because women have now found out that he's 5'1". And so he is like, you tried to shame, and he's yelling and yelling. And to me, I saw when I was watching the thing about the alpha, I kept going, dude, you is a big old Delta. You are angrier than a motherfucker. Like, who hurt you, dude? And now I'm seeing there are a lot of these guys that are on, on TikTok or on Facebook or whatever, social media, that are hurt, and they're angry about they hurt. And now they're not putting it in the right place. Because you can't blame, like he was like, you don't want a woman with a used vagina, and you don't want a woman with children, and you don't want a woman. Dude, you got your community dick. What, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing. Like, we can't really be looking at each other going, well, you got how many times you can't really. And I'm not saying that there aren't virgins out there. I'm not saying there are not men virgins, and I'm not saying there ain't female virgins. But the rarity of you meeting them, it's like meeting a unicorn. Like, let's be real. It's like meeting, unless you playing with the children, and that's a whole nother thing. It ain't got nothing to do with, that's a whole nother sick moment. But if you're dealing with adults, and I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it ain't out there. It's a rarity. That is like trying to find a unicorn for real. I think that there's some guys out there that are, and I think it's healthy. I think it's great that you felt so comfortable that you had to say that. But I actually posted on there. I actually commented, and I was like, dude, I'm 5'1". Please understand, being 5'1" is not a bad thing. Being 5'1" is fun size. Okay.
Sure, they never stop nothing.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. And maybe that's part of that alpha in me. Like, I know I got to lose about 20, 30 pounds. I know this. Ain't nobody got to tell me that. I know this. But I still am cute. I'm still good looking. I still, you know what I'm saying? I think you have to build that in yourself as well, no matter what level or what type you are. I think that's something that you have to build in yourself. Because, and then you have those people that complain about attraction. Like, oh my God, he ain't shit Negro. And you got to look at where you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to attract some of the or a lot of those traits that you exude, you don't even know you exude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be putting out those waves of certain stuff, so you attract a certain woman.
Bro, can we hold it right there? This Kevin Samuels generation. Can we talk about it?
Because okay, is that the little dude that sits and has his legs crossed with the glasses, telling all the women to go away?
Talk about high value man, and just saying everything that a woman needs to be in order to attract this high value man. If you keep finding the type of women, and sometimes I do judge the women that come on that platform, because I feel like he selects weakest links. And no disrespect to these women, but I feel like when he pulls women, if he can't dominate you in conversation, so you either pull the woman who can't hold her own weight in the conversation with you, or you nitpick until she can't hold her ground. Like, I saw two situations. So I saw one where you have like an average everyday type woman, like, I don't know, I forgot what her profession was, but she was kind of just talking about being in a bunch of bad relationships and trying to figure out what she can do to attract a high value man? Like, how could she better herself? And he was telling her about her smoking habits and just kind of like, I feel like you just degrading these women. Like, first of all, you put yourself in a situation to be degraded, and I just don't understand why. But because I'm not getting on the platform to with this, you know what you're walking into, because you watch his content, you watch his page, you watch these lives and how he talks to these women.
Yeah,
You let him put
Yeah.
you in this position to make you just seem like you just come to the earth and talk to you like that. And no, it's not
Mhm.
happening. But but there was also like a very educated, I think, Latino lady that I saw, Latinx lady, and I think she was a doctor of some sort, and she was like holding her ground in the conversation and saying, "Yes, I'm a submissive woman. Yes, I will. This is how I want to treat a male." But, and every time she had a but, he would, "Oh, you need to fix your language this way," or like, "I don't like how you said that. This is how you know." And so it's like the well, like with this type of, what he's training men to think is that, and which, yes, and I'm going to say training men to think, is that there's nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them. There are things that they can do to upgrade themselves, but there's nothing wrong with them. A woman is just supposed to fit into you. Well, sir, if you run into an uneducated woman who does not want to submit to you, let me give you a brief public service announcement. It's you. It's what you attract.
First of
If
all,
you
you don't want a woman who submits. People don't understand. I think that is a very um people don't understand what that word means. And I think they're utilizing it incorrectly. I think what they should be saying is you want somebody you can control like a child.
yes,
I don't want a woman I can control like a child. When I say I want a woman that is submissive, I mean when it comes to her being, like I said, when it comes to her being out there in the world, I need her to be an alpha. I need her to be a strong Black woman. I need her to be the shit of the shit. When she comes home, she can take all that off. You understand what I'm saying? She can drop that alphaness at the door, because that's my time to take care of the wounds, the stabs, whatever she had to go through, get the knives out of her back, comfort her, love on her. If I gotta make
be
the house,
vulnerable.
if I gotta run the bath water, if I got home first, then I'm gonna do for her. I'm gonna cook whatever it is. If she get home for me, we together mend each other for another day of battle, right? I look for a woman that is submissive when it comes to intimacy. You allow me to not dominate you, but to, I guess you could say drive, a lead where we go and what we doing. But please, like, don't get it twisted. She's more than willing to be an aggressive woman and say, this is what I want tonight. Because you have to listen and know each other. I think with him, I thought he was gay. I mean, I thought he was a gay man from the way he was speaking, because you building up, there's nothing wrong with building up the Black man. Please, by all means, build up the Black man. And I'm down for doing that myself. But for me, I felt like he was telling them, don't fuck with some Black women because I want you, kind of thing. I want to build you, and I want to, know if people see this and they want to run back and go tell him that, well, all right, then.
Please do that.
It is what it is. I'm not gonna fuss and fight with you, because I'm not trying to get what you're trying to get. That's number one. But I do I did watch a couple of things that he said and how he talked to this one lady. You're right. She said something. He said, well, you can't get a man in that outfit. So that's what you're wearing? She was like, what's wrong with my outfit? It was like, oh, you're a slut, or he just went. I'm like,
Ain't nobody tell you about that tight pink jacket, but you still sitting right there.
He's very angry with the Black woman, and that kind of makes me feel like, not the gay men are, but there are some gay men that are a little bit frosty with the Black woman. You know what I'm saying? They get a little funky and stuff, and they, I hate to say cock block, but it's kind of like that's how I felt about it. But I felt like his information that he gives is damaging to the Black male. It will get their feelings hurt. With an alpha feminine female having that kind of man walk up to her, he'll get his feelings hurt real bad. I think that there are some women that can't handle it, as we know, from the different types that he runs into. But then I also, once again, it's just like if Ant Williams said it the best. And I hate to say this, but he said it the best. He said, if you wondering why you keep getting ain't shit niggas, guess what? It could be your ain't shit pussy. Please understand. I mean, it's ugly to say it like that, but that can be what's happening. Sometimes, and my ex, who's my best friend, taught me this. She said, sometimes you got to change one thing about what you're looking for in the person, or one thing about the kind of people that you are looking for. Because that changing just one thing could open up the doors for you to meet a whole nother group of women or men. I think that's the other thing, is that we always have to look at a more positive level of that. I think if you want, the thing that gets me is these women who want to be kept. Do you know what, my thing to them is, do you know what that means? I just know I want a man that's going to keep me. Well, if keeping you is him making sure your hair, your nails, and your feet get done, that's not being kept. Okay? Keeping you means that you know what that is because you keep yourself. So when I come along, it's not you recognize, you can say, no, Q, you're not keeping me. You're playing with me. And I need somebody who's gonna be down for, let's take care of some bills, let's do some investments. I got a business, what is my next step to growing that business? Really be a part of what that woman or yourself, she needs to be a part of what you're doing. It don't mean, it's not about being nosy, but it is about understanding what your partner is investing their time in and what they're investing money in as you get to know them. And yes, money, finances are a major piece in that. I think this guy is giving some bad advice to some of these women, or actually to some of these guys as well, because they're listening to this. And there are so many men that are like, what do you say, what do you call it, women's haters club?
Yeah, She Man Woman Haters Club.
Yes, I think there's a bunch of them out there, and I think that there's these men who want to call themselves relationship experts that are damaging. I'm not sure that they're doing good things for. Not that I'm the perfect person to be talking to, because I'm single. So I guess that could be a minus in my favor. Don't listen to me when it comes to relationships,
Right.
because I ain't got nobody. So what the hell do
But
I know?
my
But
thing is, it's one thing to tell somebody to elevate themselves, because there's nothing wrong. Everybody needs to grow at some point in some type of way, especially if you want a certain type of relationship, because that means, I feel like the relationship that you want really reflects the lifestyle that you want. Like the way you want your family to be helped, well, kept and held and things like that, or the way that the experiences that you want to provide. You upgrade, you develop yourself, or you put yourself into different lanes and opportunities to be able to access that type of lifestyle. But I'm not going to be who I am in order to make you happy. That's what I feel like he teaches these men to do, is to, like, no, let me show you, you make her be your perfect woman. Like, you, like,
see, to me, it gets into a thing where you want to say, are you telling these Black men to leave Black women alone because we're difficult, and that you should be with a white woman because she's submissive and she will jump around on one foot and bark? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I don't think that's what, I think that's detrimental. I'm not saying you can't be with somebody outside your race. No, that's not what I'm saying. Because my son dates white women. My grandmother was mixed. I mean, I got a whole white side of my family. What I am saying is that it should not be, I hate Black women, so I'm gonna go talk to white women. That's not,
you know what
that
the
to me is
problem
not
is.
healthy. It should be,
There's
or that Black woman won't submit to me and do what I tell her, and this white woman over here will. That is not healthy. What is healthy is, I'm attracted to women, and my preference is this woman over here that happens to be white. I prefer date them. Not that I have not, and not that I don't think that Black women are beautiful, but it's not that I think that they're beautiful. My preference is white. My preference is Black women.
Right.
Okay. Now, if an Asian woman or a woman of color come my way and I'm attracted to them, it's them that I will attracted to. And I'm not saying a white woman can't come and she need to be on. I'm gonna say this now. If she's a white woman, she better come real strong and stable. And that is not financial. That means she needs to make sure she needs to have a mindset of preparedness because I'm super Black.
I just don't think in any realm. I just don't think that a white woman would ever be able to stand. Well, like you may be culturally competent, but you will never be able to understand or to feel where I'm coming from, or to understand where I'm going, or to understand what I'm doing with my, like what the things that I do in my life need to be. And so
there's got to be a place where she needs to be able to look at me and go, okay, I'm heading over to Susie's house for a couple of hours. You're gonna be good. But don't even say that. Just be like, oh, yes, I understand why you're looking the way you're looking. It's not because of me, who I am. It is because of what you're seeing. And I need to remove that right now. Me comforting you is not what you need. You know what I'm saying? I think that is where and I'm not saying it can't happen. Please note, I have seen some very healthy interracial relationships out there where people have been together since college. And they're like in their 50s. They done got children together. They have been together for that whole period of time. And that Black man and that white woman have a very loving relationship. It's work. It's probably more work for them than it would be for just a Black man and a Black woman. I'm not saying we don't have that level of work. I just think you got a lot more elements in play when it comes to the racial relationship. And I think that there are some of these guys that are giving this relationship advice are saying, hate this group so you can go play in this group. This group is going to do what you want them to do. I think I don't want a woman who's going to do what I say. You know what I'm saying? I want, if I ask her, will you do this? It's different, but it's not a do what I say. She's not a child. She's not my property. You know what I mean? I think that's I think that's where these guys get this, what's the word? I think that's where they get this false information. And I think a lot of them are getting their feelings hurt because you're saying to these women, like this one dude, the dude who's 5'1", he said, if you don't like what she has on, make her take it off.
You gonna make her do what? And that's why in Black women, if I want you to do exactly what you gonna do.
I want to see that one. Can you videotape that one for me? Because I know. No. You really believe that you're going to, he's like, if your woman has on, if her booty's showing and she's showing all her, body parts and you don't like it, you make her go, he said, you have every right. Tell her to take that off.
No, there's a half point in it. We're not walking outside with your butt. But it's not, I'll say, and this might be a gamma thing. I'm not going to say you are going to go in the house and take this off because I told you to go take it off. I'm going to say is, where are you going? Because not outside the house. And if you're going you're not going with me. And then if you're going without me and you're going in that, are we together? Because that is at question at this point, because that's not me. That's not, you represent me, and that's not happening. That is more understandable than, because we're not gonna get nowhere, because then you really gonna go outside and do what you want to do if I tell you you're just not going to do it.
Exactly. And then I think there's also that level of, for me, if I don't like, and that's how, and this is the thing, if I know, if you really know me, if I'm dating a woman and she really does get to know me, she'll be able to tell if I don't like something. 'Cause I'm never gonna, I am not, first of all, I am not that one to tell you if you need to lose weight. I'm not the one to tell you you fat. I'm not, that is not me. But what I will do is if you go, we go somewhere and you're like, oh, I need to get some new hair. Okay. Then you pick some orange and blue streaky stuff, and I just don't say nothing, that is probably not something you should buy. If you pick something like a brown with a little hint of honey in it, and I go, yes, you see, there's a difference. And so if you learn me, you will learn what I like. I am not, and I have been, and I am not, I am one of those people, if I like a certain hairstyle, oh, I feel like it's my responsibility. If I want to see you with the hairstyle, then I need to make that happen, right? And I need to know all the different hairstyles that you might be playing with. When it comes to clothes, women, I've had women say, "Oh, do you like this?" If I say it's all right, it's probably not an outfit that I really like. If I'm like, yes, yum yum, woohoo, poppy like, then you might be, we might be getting somewhere. But
Yeah. You
I'm
should
not
know your
about it.
partner's reaction.
But yes, and you shouldn't. But then there's also that level of get to know me. Then I know what you like. If she likes me in a button down, then shit, I got a bunch of button downs. I'm gonna be wearing the hell out the button down. It's a level of, if she says, "Oh, you look sexy in that shirt, or that baseball cap, or that haircut, or this," you pick up on that. And you go, "Oh, okay, she likes that." You might go buy that in every color. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with that woman. If I like something, I want her, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I like that. Yeah, get that. I will do that. And I think that's something I'm never gonna tell a woman, take that off. You can't wear that. No, that's called domestic violence.
Mm.
That's you asking to be put out of your own establishment. You're asking to be put out your car. You're asked to be, if you make it to the car, out the driveway, and then you say something, you're liable to be if she driving, you're liable to have your whole car and you wrapped around a tree. That is
It
not
just needs
something
to
I would
be
do.
certain things are for certain. You just can't. You could say you just can't be serious about it, or you got to say that in a certain. There's a certain area where you need to say that. There's a certain time period you say yeah, that's not happening. But then at that point, are we leaving at all? That's the area where you say stuff like that. But if it's not in that type of scenario, then sir, could just let that go. Not even just let it go, because I'm not gonna say just let it go, because if you're just not comfortable, make sure that you understand that you're not comfortable. But that's a person just like you're a person. So that's her body. So if that's what she gonna put on her body, that is okay. However, my body might not be sitting next to your body when you put that on, and my body might not be with you after that.
Exactly. And I think, and I'm gonna say that, like on TikTok, once you get in a relationship, there's certain things you should not put on the TikTok anymore. I'm afraid of what you put on the TikTok before you get in a relationship, but I'm just gonna be like, once you're in the relationship, you shouldn't be doing this certain stuff. I'm open to certain things, because if you know how to handle yourself, that's different. I think there are some older women that are very sexy, that are on there, that are married, have children. They can exude certain stuff, and it doesn't take you. They don't disrespect the husband for their relationship. I think there are some people that are doing a little bit too much, because when you're in a relationship, there's certain things you should not be doing, because then people think you're single. Then they hit on you, or they shoot their shot, or they're in your DM, and then what are you doing that for? When you got somebody, I kind of, you know what I'm saying? There's certain, that's just maybe I'm old school, maybe I'm an old fart. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
When it comes
I
to stuff
don't
like
like.
that, I just feel like there's like, if you're gonna be half naked, shaking your ass, that's for me and me only. Once, really, even before we get together, I don't think that's something you should be putting on Facebook. But I understand that there's dances and everybody got to do what they dance and all that. So I've let that go. But once
I
you're
don't need
in a
everybody in my
relationship,
business.
it's it's a level, and I didn't say you got to look like a nun. Let me just make sure that's real clear. It's just a level of respecting the person that you're with. I think there's that kind of thing. Because if there's something that I'm wearing that you might be like, well, I don't like that you wear your shirt open anymore and you do all that. I have to make those adjustments because I'm no longer single. I'm now in a relationship, and that kind of thing. I don't know, but here we go. So we are at the end, and I'm excited about this, and this will be aired very, very soon. We're gonna put this out. We have a lot more topics that we're going to be hitting. I'm excited about that. February, we are going to do a little bit of Black history. Won't say what. Stay tuned. We will get it out. We are going to be trying to do twice a month. See if we can get a little bit more consistent. Please help us. Give us your thoughts. If you'd like, you can email us at realboystalk@gmail.com, or you can go on the website, which is www.realboystalk.org. We are on Facebook at it's facebook.com/ believe that one is Stud Health. And on Instagram, it is Real Boys Talk. All right. So Dana, this has been awesome, bruh. Love you dearly. This has been a great night. We will talk over the weekend, and you have a great night. All right.
You too late, bro.
All right. You too.